continues.
Social workers are getting a pay boost weeks after they rallied on the state capitol steps, saying too many of their colleagues have left and they're overworked and underpaid. The governor says there's money to give them nearly an immediate raise. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more from Frankfort.
On November the 16th, a lot of state workers rallied here at the Kentucky State Capitol saying that they needed better pay. They needed a lot of help. And the governor today said that partly because of the fact that so many social workers have left their current jobs, there is money in the current budget to bump up these state employees to a higher pay grade to essentially give them all a 10% pay hike on December the 16th.
Resignations we've seen in their ranks.
Governor Beshear says the state is in dire shape with hundreds of social workers leaving their posts of late. The pay hike is part of his plan to take immediate action. So next Thursday, the governor says all social workers and family support staff will receive the 10% raise.
That means folks across state government agencies filling these roles will receive an immediate 10% pay hike starting on December the 16th.
Because we work very long hours, in difficult environments, and we are there when most people are not. When most people are sleeping, we are awake.
The governor also says he will propose in next year's state budget there will be a loan forgiveness program for social workers to pay off their student loans. He says the climate hasn't been favorable towards proposals to social workers in recent years in the General Assembly, but he says he believes that tide is starting to change. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
Governor Beshear also says his administration will propose any COVID-19 bonuses also go to social workers.
It's been another dry day, at least mostly dry day in the mountains after those flurries we saw during the overnight hours and early this morning. Those didn't cause too many problems out there, and we've seen nothing but sunshine since. Time-lapse camera from I-75 at London. You can see the beautiful sunshine we've been blessed with all day long. Just a few of those clouds out there as well moving on past, but we haven't had to worry about them. Mountain Parkway at Slade, those shadows getting longer. We're getting closer to sunset out there. And that means we are also cooling off. Now, not that we got very warm today. Some of us right around average. Middlesboro and Jonesville right at average right now at 50. Jacksboro's at 52, the warm spot. But the rest of us upper to middle 40s out there. But I think we're going to see much warmer temperatures over the next little bit. There's the last of our flurries from this morning pushing on off into the Virginias, up into the Northeast. The last of the rainfall pushing off the Atlantic coast. So nothing to worry about weather-wise, at least not for a little while. We have changes in the forecast coming later in the week. But first, mid-20s out there for tonight. Mostly clear and cold as we head outside on this Wednesday night. We've got milder temperatures for Thursday and Friday and storm chances returning for Saturday. I'll have the very latest coming up in just a moment. Steve?
Evan, thank you. One business in Pike County is hoping to liven up the holidays with some live Christmas trees, inviting families for a day of fun at the farm to celebrate Christmas by the creek. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more from the Dorton destination.
The weather outside is, well, I'll leave that to the weather team. But regardless of the snow situation, 3 Mile Creek Farms is hoping to make your Christmas delightful. 3 Mile Creek Farms opened its Christmas tree farm in Dorton this season, bringing in real trees to spruce up the Christmas decor for families in the area. The farm invites visitors for a walk through its small-town winter wonderland, surrounded by antiques, all in an effort to support the farm's animals.
All of our animals here at 3 Mile Creek Farms is rescue animals, and so we try to have an event for every season to raise money for the animals so we can rescue more animals, feed and take care of the animals we have.
Elkins says it is all about community, Christmas, and celebrating the critters right here at the creek. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Trees range in price from $49.95 to $125 depending on size, and Elkins says all proceeds go back into caring for the animals. Here's a heartwarming holiday tale. A Berea girl is making Christmas ornaments and donating all of the proceeds to the Shriners Hospital in Lexington. Kinley Gordon raised just more than $1,000 last year with some help from her cousin and aims to double that amount this year. Many years ago, Kinley lost her little brother just after birth, And if he would have been alive today, their family would have spent lots of time at the Shriners Hospital. When Kinley grows up, she wants to work for Shriners Hospital and continue to give back.
Shriners is a really awesome place, and they help a lot of people, and they help people that if they don't have money, they still give and help them. And Christmas is about giving and not getting.
She's offering Christmas tree-shaped ornaments for $10, gnome ornaments for $8, and snowflake ornaments for $6. She's taking orders from now until Christmas Day on her Facebook page. Well, 1 year ago today, all eyes were on the United Kingdom as Margaret Keenan became the first woman to receive a COVID-19 vaccine. A major moment, of course, in the pandemic 1 year ago. That shot was the first of billions, with the UK alone delivering more than 118 million. The United States followed suit less than 1 week later, with the shots beginning here. About 25% of vaccinated adults in the United States have now gotten a COVID-19 booster. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says that's about 48 million people so far. However, more than 144 million adults are eligible for a booster. The CDC recommends boosters for adults 6 months after they received a second dose of Moderna or Pfizer. For those who got the 1-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine, a second shot is recommended after just 2 months. The U.S. is quickly approaching 50 million COVID cases since the virus first appeared almost 2 years ago. But promising new data is revealing how well one vaccine may work to fight the Omicron strain. Pfizer says the data shows its booster shot can increase protection 25-fold against the Omicron variant compared to the initial 2 doses. More good news. While appearing to be highly contagious, scientists say initial data shows the Omicron variant is less severe than the Delta variant, which is still proving to be a problem.
Unless we really double down on what we're doing, we could see an increased spike that goes even higher than that as we get deeper into December and January.
Delta is still driving a surge of infections and hospitalizations nationwide, and Pfizer says it plans to work on an Omicron-specific vaccine, which could be available by March if needed. The House passed a bill last night that would pave the way for an increase in the federal debt ceiling. It now goes to the Senate, then if approved, the President. Then Congress could vote on raising the limit. The bill would provide a one-time fast-track process for the Senate to raise the limit with a simple majority vote. The bill comes after Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer reached a deal which requires Congress to specify the exact dollar amount of a new national debt limit. Some good news for drivers as prices at the pump are starting to go down a bit. The U.S. Energy Information Administration says in November, the national average for a gallon of regular gasoline was $3.39. That's the highest since 2014. But by January, it's expected to drop to about $3 and continue falling. For 2022, the average is expected to be $2.88. This new forecast is based on global oil production outpacing demand next year with the rise of the Omicron coronavirus variant. The FAA has new rules banning pilots from using automatic landing systems at low altitudes because of possible 5G interference. Officials say the networks could disrupt navigation and cause flight diversions. The agency also says 5G could interfere with radio altimeters, which pilots use to land in poor visibility conditions. The FAA plans to issue more specific information to identify which airports will be affected by the restrictions. Those airports will instead use C-band antennas to determine a plane's altitude. Coming up on First at 4, the pandemic has put the job market on a roller coaster, kind of like our weather, and many are choosing to leave their careers altogether.
Sometimes I want to get off the roller coaster. Anyway, the warm temperatures will stick around, in fact, move back in as we head for late in the week. But there's a price to pay. I'll have the details on that coming up.